This will be for the con exercise, surface area. Okay, they want us to find the surface area of the triangular prism below. There is a formula for this, but I would just like to do these by adding the area of the faces. Okay, so this is a triangular prism, which means that the triangle in the front is going to match the triangle in the back. All right, so let's start with the area of the triangle. That is just 1/2 times the base times the height. So that's 1/2, and the base and the height of the triangle are always perpendicular to each other. They always make a right angle with each other. So we can see the base right here, that's 6 in place of B. And the height H is this right here, that's 4. 1/2 of 6 is 3, times 4 is 12. Now, we did say we have 2 of the same triangles. So really, it's going to be 2 times 12. And that's just 24. Now for the rectangles. We know that the area of a rectangle is just length times width, or base times height. All right. So if we take this rectangle right here on the right, we can see the height is 5 and the base is 7. So for the area of that rectangle, it's just going to be 5 times 7. And 5 times 7 is just 35. Now, this rectangle here on the right is the same as this rectangle here on the left, because the distance from one triangle to the other is 7, so this will be a 7 over here. So this rectangle over here would also be 5 times 7. Since we have 2 of the same rectangles, I'm going to multiply the 35 times 2. And that's 70. Finally, we have the rectangle on the bottom. Okay, I'll just abbreviate BTM. And again, that's just going to be base times height. So on the bottom, the base and the height, it's going to be 7 and 6. 7 times 6. And of course, that's just 42. All right. So for the total area, or should I say surface area, we're just going to add 24 plus 70 plus 42. All right. So that is 66 plus 70, that's 136. Final answer. So you just click inside the box and type 136. And remember, for area, the units are always squared, okay? Since we did base times height, we multiplied the units by each other. That's why the units are squared. All right, here we have a square pyramid. So let's see. Let's start with the triangles. Okay, we said a minute ago the area of a triangle. is 1/2 times the base times the height. The base and the height are always perpendicular to each other. But before we proceed, we see that this says square pyramid. That means the base of the pyramid is a square. Okay, so this thing down here is a square. We know that a square has all 4 sides congruent. So if this side here is 8, this side here is also going to be 8. All right. So for the base and the height of the triangle, we can see one triangle here. The base is 8, and the height is this right here. It always makes a right angle to the base. The height is 6. So it's 8 times 6 for the base and the height. Okay, half of 8 is 4, times 6 is 24. Now, for that triangle, there's 4 of them, all right, because it's a square pyramid, so there's one triangle for each side of the square. So there's 4 triangles that are the same. So I'm going to take the 24 and multiply that by 4. Okay, and 4 times 24 is going to be 96. So those are the 4 triangles. All right, and now for this square base, the area of a square is just side times side, or s squared. All right, so we see each side of the square is 8, so that's just going to be 8 times 8, or 8 squared, which is 64. So for the total, we're just going to add 96 plus 64. The total surface area is going to be 96 plus 64, and that is just 160. Final answer. So you click in the box and you type 160. All right, here they want us to find the surface area of the cereal box. So we said before, the area of a rectangle is length times width, or base times height. Okay. So let's start with the front and back. Okay, the front and back are going to be the same rectangle. So for the front and the back, the height is right here, 25, and the base is right here, that's 15. So that's just going to be 15 times 25, which is 375. All right, next up, we'll do the left and the right. All right, we can see the height of the box is 25, so I'm just going to write in a 25 right here. So on this rectangle on the right, the base times the height, that's going to be 4 times the height right here, 25. Okay, front, back, left, right, and finally top, bottom. All right, so on the bottom, we see the dimensions. It's going to be 15 times 4. And that equals 60. All right, so we're going to add these together. That's 160 plus 375, 475. I think it's 535. Let me double check on the calculator. Okay, 535. However, remember we only did one of the two. We only did one of the two rectangles, and each face has a twin, front, back, left, right, top, and bottom. So for the total, you're going to have to multiply that by 2 because each face has a twin. So we only found half of the area at first. So 5 times 235, that's going to be 1,070. And that is your final answer. So click inside the box and type 1,070. All right, here they want us to find the surface area of the cube. Okay, a cube is actually 6 squares. And before we said the area of a square is just side times side, or S squared. All right, we can see each side length right here is 2/3. So that's going to be 2/3 squared. Okay, when you square a fraction, you square the numerator and you square the denominator separately. So 2 times 2 is 4, 3 times 3 is 9. All right. But we said there's 6 squares, so for the total, it's going to be 6 times 4 over 9. All right, it helps you. You can make this 6 over 1, still the same as 6. Okay, and canceling fractions before we multiply. 6 divided by 3 is 2. 9 divided by 3 is 3. Multiplying numerators, 2 times 4 is 8. And denominators, 1 times 3 is 3. So that is the final answer, 8/3. So just click inside the box and type 8/3.